right. Hi, everyone. My name is Eamon, and I'm the Associate Dean for the School of Continuing Education at MacEwan University. And I have with me Veronique.
Thank you, Eamon. Good evening, everybody. I'm Veronique from MacEwan University, located in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. It's our pleasure being here tonight.
So, first question. Now students interested in Canada already. Why do you think they should consider Edmonton as a city to go to?
Go ahead.
Sure. Edmonton is a great place to study. We offer MacEwan University. We offer certificate, diploma, and degree programs. After completion, you can apply for 3-year post-graduation work permit and eventually your permanent residency in Canada. Edmonton was ranked #1 city in Canada for youth employment in February 2019 and again in May 2022 for work and life balance. So I think you like it here. You want to add something, Eamon?
No, it's a very quiet city, so there's not a lot of traffic, and it's a good place to live. As Veronique already said, the standard of living is very good. In Canada, there's no provincial sales tax in Alberta, so it is relatively cheaper to live in Alberta.
Yes, and study permit holders, they will benefit free Alberta healthcare. If they have a family member coming along, they also benefit free healthcare.
So the Thai students that we work with right now, many of them want to study, work, and then immigrate to Canada. Can you talk a bit more about possibilities that they might be able to get their PR status in Alberta in comparison to other provinces of BC or Ontario?
Sure. Compared to Vancouver or Toronto, these are bigger cities in Canada. So Edmonton, for example, if you submit your PR application, the wait time is longer than the bigger cities. MacEwan University, we offer immigration services. So we guide students how to avoid, we tell you what to do and what not to do. For example, do not overwork. If you only are allowed to work 20 hours per week, don't overdo it, because in the past we had a student, she overworked and then she couldn't renew her study permit. So we don't want our students to be in this bad situation. So we offer immigration workshops. Then it's to bring them awareness. You don't wait until the last minute to apply. You should volunteer for the city of Edmonton, volunteer at MacEwan, so you have a stronger resume when you're ready to apply for a job after graduation.
We have the professional development certificates. So professional development certificates are for students that already have a certificate or a diploma or a degree from a home country and some work experience. So that is a perfect program for those students who want to study for a year and then apply for a postgraduate work permit and then can eventually change to a PR status after that.
Yes.
We will talk about programs.
Yes.
But since we already talked about MacEwan, the next question would be why MacEwan, then if they want to study in Canada, maybe from aspect of their bachelor degree or diploma, first why MacEwan?
Sure. The first year class size is 39 students per class. So I think it's pretty small for a medium-sized university. Students will get their professors' attention. They are not just a student number. They get to know each other. I think that's a great place for students to start their life, their learning experience at MacEwan. We have career services. We can help them with their resume to make it in a Canadian format. We can prep them for the interview, guide them how to dress for the interview. We care a lot for our students because we want them to be successful. We want them to be happy when they study at MacEwan. Yeah.
I think that's exactly right. MacEwan is a smaller size university, so you're not just lost in a crowd. So that's the main thing with MacEwan, is that you're not just a number, you're an actual student. And the professors really do care about their students, and we work very hard in order to have our students succeed. So student success is one of our pillars. And also we have our vision, which is teaching greatness. So teaching greatness has to do with helping students succeed, right? That is our mission at MacEwan.
Yes. I would like to add, when students arrive, we pick them up from the airport. We look after them, and then we go to the graduation ceremony to represent their family members, because sometimes they can't make it there. So we don't just bring them to MacEwan. We treat them very well. So most of our students are very happy, and they refer their family members to MacEwan, their cousins, their brothers, sisters. Yeah, that's why we get our international students to our campus.
Okay. Let's start with bachelor degree, and then we go to the professional development. What are some of the popular or highlights bachelor degree that MacEwan have to offer?
Sure. We have the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, very popular, very competitive, but students seem to like the nursing profession. We have the Bachelor of Social Work. You can start with the 4-year degree, and then you can exit with 2-year diploma if you wish to do so. We have the Bachelor of Design. We have the Bachelor of Science. This is your pre-med if you want to continue to your grad school in pharmacy, or you want to become a doctor. These are the popular programs.
And for the professional development programs, what are some of the programs that you have? Or you can mention them all.
Yeah, so for professional development, it's a 1-year certificate. As I said, so we have 6 areas of specialty, which could be project management, business analysis, supply chain, full stack, and DXD. And we also have a new one, which is bookkeeping and accounting.
Can they do one?
Yeah, they could start 1 year. For example, they could start with DXD, Digital Experience Design, finish 1 year, and then take a second certificate and take project management as their second certificate. So if they do 2 certificates, then they are eligible for a 3-year postgraduate work permit.
And I would like to add, when you, for example, you start with a diploma, you can ladder to a degree later on. For example, you become a permanent resident, then you think that you still want your degree, then you can come back do your year 3 and year 4. However, at that time, because of your PR status, you will pay domestic tuition rate for your year 3 and year 4. So that's another way to save tuition money.
The next question, how about the tuition fee per year for bachelor and then for the professional development?
Sure. For the regular programs, it's $25,000 per academic year. That includes your textbooks, access to the gym, local transportation for you to get around the city, then partial dental and vision care. That is for the regular programs. For the specialized program like nursing, acupuncture, the Bachelor of Design, it starts at 28,000 per year. Mhm.
But we have scholarships for bachelors.
We have wonderful scholarship. It's based on merits. You don't have to apply. Out of the 5 subjects from your high school program, if you have an average of 80%, you automatically get $4,000 entrance scholarship, up to 14,000. So the more the better. Yes, that is available for the fall term. Mhm.
How about professional development program? How much does it cost? Does it cost per year?
The professional development certificates are $18,700 per year. And there are about $500 of mandatory non-instructional fees, which include your ID card, which would be your SAMU, the student membership registration, things like that.
Next question. For the English requirement into diploma or bachelor degree, then we can
Sure.
talk about it.
Sure. For certificate, diploma, and degree programs, we require an IELTS score of 6.5, nothing lower than 5.5 in each component. We also accept Duolingo 115. However, for nursing, the speaking part, we need it for 7.0. Mhm.
The PD certificates are a bit lower. It's an IELTS 6.0. So overall of 6.0 for the PD certificates.
I think if you can help, I make the notes, but if you can make an announcement that if they are watching, they want to ask questions, they can comment. If I don't have the mic, you can mention it.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah. Yeah. If you have any questions, please.
Send it to the chat
Yes.
and we'll try to get that answered right away.
Yeah.
I'll move on to the next question in the meantime. I wanted to ask about jobs, employment in Edmonton for students while they are studying. Are there many jobs? Can they find jobs when they are working?
So we have a career fairs. The employers come to the campus to hire our students. I mentioned earlier that students should volunteer. Volunteer experience is the key in Canada. Although you don't have a lot of work experience, but if you have volunteer experience, your resume will stand out. Then you get an interview. Then this is the time for you to convince your employer to hire you. Yes.
For students, when they think about Canada and they think about jobs, they might think about other cities that they know of, right? In Edmonton, can they find job easily when they work? Like, are there many jobs for them when they're studying as a student? Like,
I think so. Most of our students in the PD certificates, they do work part-time in order to subsidize their education. There are many restaurants, so of course they work in the restaurant industry. They're also working in the service industry, so retail is another popular area where the students work. They work in grocery stores, they work in convenience stores. So I do find that most of the students are working part-time because it is quite an expensive program. And also they then can work on the weekends, which then helps them use their English in a very practical way. Because if they're only in the classroom all the time, they don't get to practice. So they can practice more. So I think working is a very good thing. We encourage it. And it's always good to have a good work and school life balance.
The minimum wage in Edmonton is $15 per hour. I think it's an equivalent of 390 baht, according to the exchange rate. It's still good, right? You can work part-time, 20 hours per week, and you can work full-time during your schedule break. For example, Christmas time, you have 10 days or 2 weeks break. Then you tell your supervisor to give you more hours. And then for the regular programs from May to August, that is your summer break. You can have 2 jobs, you can work and then save your tuition money for the following term.
Follow-up question, because we already mentioned the minimum wage. How about the living expense in Edmonton? Are there maybe general living expenses and maybe in comparison to other cities?
Sure. We have a residence. I would say 90% of our students stay at the residence. For the 2-bedroom suite, it's about less than $800 per month. That includes your Wi-Fi, electricity, utilities. There's a phone line in your room, so you can talk to your classmate about your assignment. MacEwan pay for your phone line, but if you use your mobile phone, it's a plan, then you pay a lot according to the minutes and the hours. And then you have TV cable in your bedroom. Mostly you just provide food. So we have a kitchenette. If you cook your food, then you save money again. So for the living costs, sometimes if you go for a movie, it depends, right? But mostly, I would say about 1,000 up to $1,200 per month. Yeah. We have the supermarket TNT after 7 o'clock. The cooked meals it's a discount meal that you can buy. If you go to Costco, you can buy
Bulk.
Yes, then it's another way to save money. If you work at the grocery store, you have 10% off of your grocery bill. So plenty of ways to save money. You can wait for the sales to buy your clothing, if you can wait a little bit. Yeah. And then we have secondhand stores. Sometimes if you're lucky, you can get brand new stuff from the secondhand stores.
Yep.
We have food bank for students who are in need. You can just help yourself with some spaghetti, some canned food. Yeah.
So I think they can make do.
Yes.
Let me ask a few more questions.
Sure.
Next one. How is the job opportunity in Edmonton after they graduate?
I think there's lots of job opportunities. I mean, the employment rate is not very high. So there are lots of opportunities. It depends on what type of job you're looking for after you graduate. I think I always tell students to not just think in one area. They can actually think in other areas. It's not necessarily the job the education does not necessarily match the job. So you can always think in other areas and think of other opportunities. There's lots of online tools that can help you find the jobs. So Indeed, lots of Facebook, even Facebook can help you find jobs. So there's lots of ways that students can find jobs.
Yes, with the city of Edmonton.
Yeah.
We have Amazon on the south side. If you are in the supply chain management program, of course you have to keep your eyes open. Again, if you volunteer, you get your networking going. Maybe somebody knows that they're hiring and they know how good you are. They want to refer you to the cousin, whoever. So we have to build the whole relationship, right?
For sure.
Yeah, so you have a year or 2 years to get your job at the end of your graduation. And then we'll be there to assist you.
Next question. How is the weather in Edmonton and what would be some of the advice for them to not to be too panic or too concerned about it?
It's not that bad. I mean, I don't like cold weather either, but it is milder. So there are weeks where it could be minus 30 in the wintertime, but it doesn't last for the whole month. It could be a week and then you'll get a little bit of a reprieve, and then it might be for 2 days, and then it'll be again for a week will be a bit warmer. So it's not like we're living in minus 30 for 3 months in a row. So I know the image of Canada is that we're all living in igloos and it's freezing cold, but it is not the situation. Buses are still running. The infrastructure is built for cold weather. So the trick is you just run in and out of buildings. You're not walking outside when it's minus 30, right? It's the same here in Thailand. You're in and out for the air conditioning. We're in and out for the heat.
Yes. And then you wear layers and layers. You know, if you're warm, you take one off and then put it back if you need to. You watch the weather channel so you know how to dress for the, properly. Your body will adjust.
Acclimatize.
Yeah.
For sure.
In the summertime, we have 30 degrees because the weather is dry. You don't sweat that much. So the 30 degrees is different in Edmonton than your 30 degree in Bangkok. You don't feel the same. Winter time, our students go skiing, snowboarding. They enjoy winter time very much. I'm sure the Thai students would love to have this type of experience. Our Vietnamese students, they said, oh, I want to see the snow. I want to learn how to ski. So yes, winter is longer, but everywhere is heated. So
Yeah.
no problem at all. We will survive.
Yes, exactly.
Next question. So we mentioned a lot of things and number of tips already. Do you have any advice or tips that we have not mentioned, particularly for students that want to go to Canada, study, work, and immigrate to Canada? Do you have anything else in your mind that you want to mention?
What was I going to say? Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I was thinking, and then I look at you. And,
She lost her train of
tips.
thought. I think that Edmonton is a very good city to live in. So there is a good standard of living. And once you graduate, you will find that you might not leave. So I think that honestly, it is a very good city to live in. I can understand the attraction for the bigger cities in Canada, like Vancouver and Toronto. But what happens is you get lost in the big crowd. And it's difficult to move from one part of the city to the other part of the city. But Edmonton is still small enough that you can move from one part of the city to the next in a good hour. So there's lots of areas, and there's a good ethnic mix about Edmonton. So if you want to eat Thai food, there are good Thai restaurants. If you want to eat Indian food, there are very good Indian restaurants, or Italian. So it's a really good mix, a multicultural good mix. And you won't feel like you stand out either, because sometimes when you're in a small city and if you're the only one from that ethnic group, you could feel isolated. But that's not the case in Edmonton, because there are people from all over the world in Edmonton.
We want our students to study and then enjoy activities outside of their classrooms. We have a sports and wellness center. We have a swimming pool, steam room, the hot tub. At the end of the day, they can relax a little bit and then they can sleep better. And it's a great way to make friends, with your Canadian friends. You can organize a potluck. You can allow Canadian students to experience your culture. So you are the ambassador of your country. You are there to show them, the Thai food, your Thai beautiful costumes. We just want you to enjoy life. You know, it's not just a studying, and then be isolated. We want you to volunteer and then help the community. And then maybe a long weekend, you can go to our national park, Banff. There are so much you can do. It's not just like, oh my God, I just have to study and then study. Yeah, we want students to be part of our open house, part of our career fairs. You know, you can volunteer, you can be one of our ambassadors. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
Thank you.
Last question.
Sure.
There is actually a perception of saying that college is more career preparation. University is more research focused. Right? I understand a different case totally for category professional development, but maybe you can talk a bit more to that, you know, understanding that university is more like theory, not so much of job preparation. So how MacEwan help students to be ready to go for jobs after they graduate.
Well, MacEwan is kind of caught in the middle between a college and a university. We are a university, but we're not a research university. So we're more of a practical kind of university instead of all theory. Because sometimes if it's all theory, then it's not practical and relevant to finding a job. So MacEwan is a good combination because it does have the prestige of being a university, but it's still very practical based, and we're more looking at how students can find jobs after. So it's not only about theory.
Some of our programs have a co-op component, you know, practicum, interim, internship, right? Where you spend 2 weeks, 4 weeks working. Then you have that work experience already. That component is there, right? That's helpful.
I mean, everybody wants to go to university, and the purpose of going to university is to find a job after. So that's the reality of it. So I think MacEwan is very good at matching what your goals are after you finish your education. Yes.
I think the bottom line is you need to find something that suits your needs. It's not about, oh, my mother wants me to be a nurse, then I go there and then I hate it so much. That's not what you want to do, right? That's why we would like students to do a little bit research and work with the agent, for example, and tell them what exactly you're looking for. And then you will be happier when you are there. That's your career for forever,
life.
right? For life, right?
Yeah.
That's important to be involved, right? And when students arrive at the port of entry, they have to meet with immigration officer to pick up the actual study permit. So from my experience, one of our students, the agent did everything for her. And then over there at the interview, I don't know what type of answer. Maybe she was jet lagged or too tired. Instead of getting 4-year study permits, she only got it for 4 months. So I thought, oh, wow, you can't just let everybody else to do the job for you. You have to be involved, right? Then once you are in Canada, you are the one going through the whole process. So yes, please get involved. If you're not sure, please ask questions. You should ask, and then you are learning at the same time. Yeah, so you will be well prepared once you are here studying.
I don't have anything else, and there is no more question. I'm wondering if you want to mention anything else before we close the live session.
I would just say MacEwan is a great place to study, and I'm sure that you would enjoy your time with us.
Yes, The application deadline is March 30th for some of our programs. And then May 1st is the deadline for other programs. So I think if you really want to study abroad, apply early because it takes a long time for you to get your study permit and then to avoid disappointments because you think that September is far away. Actually, not that far away because you have so much to do, right? You have to do your biometrics, your medical exam, your police clearance. You have to get all your documents from your university, your high school. Yeah, the list is quite long. But if you apply early, you know, if you determine that this is the university that you would like to go ahead, you know, ask questions, then we help you get there. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna end the live.